Welcome back to Four Cities, the all DLC, no mod version of Silver Shores. Hi, I'm 421. Population right now 14,480. Cash on hand just over 500,000. It's really good to have you back. It's been almost 2 years since we had an episode of Four Cities, and there is a number of DLCs that have come out. Let's just go through the list. Train stations, bridges and piers, airports, like that one, mid-century, the seaside resorts, plazas and promenades, makes your land values go through the roof, skyscrapers, the heart of Korea, financial districts, yeah, becoming quite the stock trader. African vibes, shopping malls, sports venues, hotels and retreats, Brooklyn, Queens, the Industrial Revolution, great way to do your industrial areas now, railroads of Japan, 20 different maps, and 9 different radio stations. Wow. Okay, so let's not forget the goal of Silver Shores. We want to, let's take a look at the natural resources here, because that makes a big difference. What we're going to do, this is the areas, and what we're trying to do is get down here. This peninsula is full of natural resources that we can turn into very valuable products in our city. And after we do that, after we take out the natural resources, the oil, the minerals, we're going to turn this into a completely beautiful tourist and residential area. So this is going to be the place to live eventually. We'll have a lot of good transportation. There's also going to be a little bit of industry and some farming out here, so pretty exciting. Let's take a look at the views here. Hold on. And we want to go look at how many different views they have with all these expansion packs. Okay, right here, natural resources. This is the one we want. Look at this oil. Wow, there's so much oil. All this blue is ore and minerals. There's some more farmland out there, some more forest. What we're going to be doing today is reworking this area right here. We need to rework the tram network. When we first built our city, we had it over here, and it's got a little congestion, and we don't even need this anymore. We're going to open up this land for something new. But there needs to be sort of a transfer area for all of our transportation networks, and I like to build parks for that. So right here, we are going to build Tram Park. It's going to be called Shoreline Park, but it's really Tram Park. And then we'll also be able to put a lot of other transportation networks, not the train. The train's going to stay this way because eventually what we're going to do is take our train network, go down this way, extend the bridge over here, extend the train, and that's how we're going to open up this peninsula. That's the goal, is get our city out here. We only have actually so much buildable space for residential or specialty factories, and so we're also going to have to rework this area, turn it into more of a plaza promenade, get some specialty areas, because this is just how we started Silver Shores. But this coastline here, this is where the most valuable land is. And that's where we're going to eventually bring the tram after we build the park. And then we'll start putting in some high value real estate into that area of our city. So the first thing we want to do here is extend our road network, because like I said, we're going to upgrade this entire road on the shoreline to tram. So I'm going to pull this over this way, probably till about right here. Okay, because I'm going to bring this down right there. And for now, we're just going to do that. Okay, and then here's the critical part. Once we get here, we need to build the tram park. Now for this, we want just tram. We don't want any road. So we're going to go over here, 2-lane, one-way tram track. Now I like this too. Let me show you why. We want our trams to come in, go down, separate into 3 or 4 different you know, lines, and then go back out again. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to start about right here. And again, you have to select the right tram. It's one way. Okay. And we're just going to pull it all the way down here. It's probably not going to go that far. And then, whenever we want it to go back in, and probably need to measure this out right here. So we're going to go all the way down here. Okay. Again, it's not going to go that far. Now when you're doing this, you can even stop the clock. That way, when you go back and erase what you're doing to, you can get your money back. All right, so we're going to pull this over about right there. Okay. And then we also need one here. I'll show you why. Okay. Because then what we're going to do is put a series of one-way tram tracks like this. And this is basically where the trams come in and people can get on them. Show what I mean here. So we build this out. Again, we're trying to find a place for all the trams to come in, pick up passengers, and then leave. So what does this mean? Well, we can go back and take this all away because we're not going to be using that. And there you go. Now we have a small park area where people can get on and off the tram. Okay. And we're not exactly done with this yet. We have to go over here to our parks, right? Park life. And we're going to do a small area for our park. What do you think? I kind of like this, right? Okay. And we want this to include the beautiful shoreline, okay? And in here, and I'll show you what else we're going to do. We're going to put some stores and stuff. A little bit, okay. Then we'll go up here with our park. This is up here, there's an oil deposit we'll eventually get to, but that doesn't mean you can't do a park next to it. It's only when you have people living next to it that it becomes a problem. So, otherwise the noise and all that. Okay, there we go. And what are we going to call this? Well, first of all, there's not going to be any fee, because then nobody can get, like, in the park to get on the tram, so we don't want to do that. And what do we decide? Shoreline Park, right? Okay. And what else do we need to do here? Let's see. No, this no. Yeah, we'll have fireworks at night, and it's for amusement parks. And why don't we just do recycled garbage just for fun? Okay. All right. And then we will need to put a gate in for people to park, and I think the place to put that is down here. Yeah, like that. And then let's pull this out here. And then we want to get right next to as close as possible as the tram here. Okay, so sometimes it's like this. Take that out. Go back over here. Get this the way you want it, right? Now over. Like that. Okay. And then we want to add this in the middle here. It's a little tricky to get it right here, but you'll see what I mean. That. And there's another way to do that, by the way. You can do this. Do that. You can do these little tiles they have if you want. Right there. See if they have any different colors up here. See, eventually we're going to add all this into the park, but for right now, what we need to do is get the tram part right. And we just use these little tiles. kind of get in a little close so you can see where they can go. But like that. See? Perfect. And this will be the place where people get on the tram to go to all their little different locations. All over our city. It's going to be fun. Trams are fun. I like that DLC. There we go. We got all our tiles in there. So this is, again, this is where the tram will come in and pick people up, let them switch lines. And we're also going to add in some other transportation network stuff here in a little bit. But first we want to get this part done. Let's extend this down a little bit before we put in our fencing, which is right around the corner here. See how far we can go. Okay, so it's not going to go much further than that. That's okay. That's good enough. All right. Now, let's get a little fencing up, right? There we go. There's our park fence. I don't think I want it there. I want to leave that open for just a little bit of commercial. So what are we going to do here? Well, we're gonna bring it down here, but I don't want to go into the beach area. Okay? Remember, it is a public space. It's not, there's no fee to come in here, but we do want to keep it back a little bit because of the tram, right? Just a little bit. We don't really want people wandering over to this area. So kind of like that. What do you think? Looks about right. Okay. Okay, we got our park fence in here, so this is the area we're working in at this point. You just need to add a few services and then start the beautification process. So what's the first thing we need, of course? I need a bathroom. Yeah, so let's get that in there. There's going to be people coming off the tram here. First thing you have to do is use potty. So let's put that right here. So right when people walk in, they have that opportunity. Then we're going to do a small information booth here. People are going to be wondering how to get around. Okay. Right at the entrance there. And then we're going to need a small park cafe. There's two different ones. I'm going to go with this one. And that we're going to put out here, sort of in the middle of the tram. So like when people get off the tram right away, first thing to do is want to eat. We want to make sure they have that. Then I also want to put this in, this plaza. And I think the best place for that is right here at the corner. Probably in a little bit in case we want to extend that. There we go. You know what? I don't like that. Let's take that off. Let's move it. Let's move it like right. Let's try that. I still don't like it. I don't like the way it's changing the land, so what we're gonna do, put it on this side. There you go. And yeah, let's take our trail up a little bit here. Switch it up to freeform. And yeah. No, freeform, you take it out a little bit, then like that. Of course, you have to be careful here because of the water. Okay. Let's go down this way a little bit. There we go. So now that you have this part, what you have to do is just start decorating stuff in. Like, just start adding stuff in. What do we got here? Let's put a food stall in. Huh? I want to get that in. Maybe out here where people are going to be. That. Maybe a couple of them. Maybe there's one right when you walk in, huh? All these add to your park's status level, and that's how you level it up. You just keep adding things in. Okay. How about some of these pretty planters? Won't that be nice? And we're just going to keep decorating this out until we get it filled in. Let's go over here to this. Kind of like this is a good spot. Some of these, huh? That. And this. There we go. That. Okay. Got some flowers in there. Let's try one down here. Is there room? Maybe. And you just keep filling it with whatever you like. I like to layer things in slowly but surely. And how about this one? That one looks kind of interesting. Okay. And then I always like to throw a chessboard in. That brings a lot of people into the park. There's good. What else we got? Oh, some playground stuff here. Sandboxes for kids. Yeah. You gotta kind of get those in the right place, though. Has to kind of be nearby where the parents are gonna be. Let's put a couple circular ones in here, huh? Right there. Then, once you get to this point, it's a matter of landscaping. So I go over here and get some of the really cool stuff. Like these. Look at these. Okay. And here's what you do. Just add the strength level. Okay. And you'll get a lot more. See, look at this. Don't just do one at a time. Do a whole bunch. Do you see what I did there, too? I touched the path here, and it'll change. Watch. Say I do that, and boom. It changes the trees on the path to that. I think I can do that pretty much with any tree. Let's try this. The palm. Okay, watch. Boom. Okay. So you can really get creative in terms of which plants you want to use. And we should probably get some ground cover in there. What do you think? So this is how it starts to look after you get done landscaping and getting all the features in there. Right now, like I said, we've got the clock stopped, so it's only a level 1 park, but the minute we turn this on, it's going to start just going level up immediately because we've got all the features in there we want to use. Alright, well, let's reroute one of our trams. Let's see here. Here's our blue line. It normally goes down here. What we're going to do is take this stop and move it back to there. Okay, so we're going to drag this down. And where should we put it? How about right here? Okay, so that's going to be our first little tram stop. Maybe, yeah, let's do it right here because that's where it's going to be. Okay, so right there. And see what this does? It brings it down here to the park where they can switch to other tram lines, and then just goes right back out and goes right back on its line through the downtown area of Silvertown and the shopping area, and of course Silverton Park. So these two are all now going to be connected. Let's take that out. Okay. And then we're going to need a small bit of retail. Nothing too crazy. Let's see how we're going to do that. I think what we want to do is change the zoning on this one. And I think we should go green. Okay, so first of all, let's just... We want to take this out here. It'll still be in the park, but we're going to change the zoning on it just a bit so that it's... Daffodil Square. We'll probably change that later. Okay, let's go to the retail. And right here. See this? Organic and local produce. No. And then let's do some zoning. We want the small stuff. And let's just start right here. Obviously it's bigger, but let's just start right here. Okay. Alright, you ready? Let's see what happens. Right in there. Let's start the clock, and boom. We should start seeing trams come down here in a few minutes. Same with all the people who are over at that other stop. They'll have to walk back down here. Sorry. And then, yep, you'll see, here comes a tram right now. Let's see how it works. And then soon we'll see the retail space here, the organic produce market pop up. So it's a perfect combination. Tram stops with organic produce. It can really make a difference as far as how the whole thing has a little synergy to it and draws people to it. Makes for a nice center of town. Have you ever been to a city like that where they have a really good transportation network and trams or trains or subways or whatever end up in a park, and then that becomes kind of another center of the city? That's what this is going to be as it grows. Okay, let's go inside and take a look. This came out really nicely. Let's go inside our park, Shoreline Park. This is going to be filled with people here shortly. I'm getting you in early to take a little look around. It came out nicely. I love all the different trees now that you can use in your parks. All the different plants. We could certainly add more detail. This is definitely a good spot. And here's where everybody's going to run and get on their tram. See, we got people coming in already. Even got a bike in here. Oops. And what they'll do is they'll just start lining up here as they go in. And then you can go get on the tram, see? Just cross right here. Boom. Tram stop. There already goes a couple right there. And it's going to be a great way to hook the city together. Oh, there goes some of our commercial. Let's go check out the new organic markets that are going in. This is perfect timing. Oops, wait for the tram. Safety first here at Silver Shores. Right after that, another one comes in. It makes it very efficient, and you're not doing that on the street. That's the good part, is you're keeping it off the street. So good traffic management skills. Look at that. Look how many people already are down at this end of town. Look, and they're all coming out of the neighborhoods to use this. So nice addition to the city. Look at this go. Okay, this is important for our future growth, which we'll be covering again in a future episode. Don't forget to stop by my421.com. We'll see you next time here at Silver Shores.